This is Boys Rise to Glory. Yo, I'm gonna tell you a story about a boy's rise to glory. He said, work and school never did nothing for me. He said, teachers and rules only started to bore me. He said, shit, thought I was cool, but students only ignore me. So he went back and he reached for the gat, and then he tucked it in his pants and he fitted his cap. Then he rolled up a blunt while he listened to rap. It was something about getting coke and meeting up in the trap. It's going down. Tonight's the night. I'ma put bullets in flight and show these niggas the light. He was thinking to himself. He was quietly rioting. See, these niggas in school gon' wish they never had bothered me. So he took his last puff and he held it in. And then he exhaled the smoke and he was ready to send. The marijuana burned his lips with a fiery kiss, and then it sent his mind off in artificial bliss. See, he knew what he was doing. Every minute he was doing it. He made his decision. A life, he's going to ruin it. He even might put two in it, but one would really do the trick. Rubbing on the gat in his lap. Yeah, he's going to do this shit. So he looked around and he looked at the sky and put the key in the ignition and he started to drive. And he rode around the block. He was dodging them fools. He pulled up in the parking lot of his old high school. He hopped out the car and he looked at his watch. It was 1:15. 16 on the dot. He was in the right spot. He had the cameras on lock. And then he reached into his pants and he pulled out the Glock. He took one last glance, looking back at his life. And then he opened up his mouth and put his tongue on the sight. He tasted the raw steel, the only thing that was real. Then he let off one shot. The gat fell to his heels. As his eyes rolled back and he dropped to his knees, the heartbeat that was pumping just had started to seize. You know what though? Before I finish this rap, I just want to say please, just think about the story of a boy's rise to glory. Instead of ignoring me, try to help me by showing me.